So joining us now is volunteer Paula Peterson from the Waverly area. Paula, nice to have you with us today.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good. I know you're excited to be at the fair. You were there last week and you're going to be back on Saturday. And today, though, we want to talk about the harvest and how you know when crops are ready to go.
Well, I'm one of those people that like a calendar for absolutely everything. And I would love to be able to put on our calendar October 5th, start corn harvest. Unfortunately, it does not work that way. It all depends on when we get the crops in, what kind of rains we get, whether it's had hot weather, cool weather. It all depends on the actual moisture in the corn as it starts to dry down. Mm-hmm. And so normally, this time of year, we'd be cutting silage, and the moisture is probably about 40% on the corn right now. This year we're not going to need to cut silage, it looks like, because we've gotten really good alfalfa and we got some sorghum silage left over. But the normal temp or moisture for corn to cut it, your optimum is about 15%. We do a little bit at 16 or 17 depending on, just so we can get ready to go. Then we'll jump into soybeans. And those are only about 13% is where you want them at. And soybeans are one of those fussy crops. It can be 13% in the morning, and by mid-afternoon it'll be down to 9% and they swell up and dry down as the day goes on.
A lot to know, of course, and we're seeing some video here right now, Paula, of corn earlier in the season and then later in the season. I mean, you mentioned a lot of the things that go into this. Is it just kind of, you know, you being in the business and that, just learning about how to know when it's right? Is there some science to it? I'm sure there is. Or is it just a guessing game?
Well, we actually, the picture you've got out here is absolutely perfect right now, because when the ear starts pointing down and the stalk is all dry is your first indication of when it's ready to go. And then Tom will start hand shelling it and running it through a moisture meter to try to see where the temperature or where the moisture is. And soybeans are the same way. Soybeans, you just have to watch until they really, really dry down, and that's when you know when to go.
All right. Sounds good. Good information there from you, Paula. And I know you're sticking around with a recipe to share, and I believe this recipe is going to be at the State Fair. You're going to demonstrate?
Yes.
Okay.
Nita Keys and I'll be at the State Fair doing a live cooking demonstration Saturday at noon in the Raising, Nebraska. So you can come on and see us and learn a little bit more about what we're doing.